Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have, well, instead of a one-sided jungle matchup, well, we're focusing on the Nidalee, yes, but we have T1 Kaz versus On Fleek. Most of you will know who are Korean challenger jungle enthusiasts who enjoy EDU content. Many videos have been made about these two junglers. And in this game, they face off. Lots to talk about, I think. If you want to see the gold graph itemization, ability breakdowns, whatever, that will be linked in the description below, the match history directly to that. Will be MOBALYTICS based, so any clicks, downloads directly from that. Do support the channel, I appreciate it, but otherwise, if you simply want the data, it's there for you. Runes on your screen now, and then hopefully this game we have a decent back and forth. In fact, I can tell you, and I'm sure the wisest of you all can see on the timeline that Red Team is in for a little bit of a shock, but don't think for a second that they just get the lead and run away with it. Far from it. Nidalee, Kaz starts on the red buff, and you know what I will say? I love watching Kaz's Nidalee. He has such a great way of flowing throughout the map, of abusing a lane, whichever one it might be that best suits the matchups that he has available to him, but also just in terms of once he does have a lead, say he ganks here, he's never going backwards. Always forwards into their jungle, down, into the bottom lane, flowing into the counter jungling, into the bottom lane gank again, into the dragon. There's a very strict sense of adhering to the flow of the game, and I really do enjoy watching it. Max range spear on the large raptor. We do have the Diana starting on the top side, and as all Dianas will know, you are looking at a 5 camp to 6 camp. This is a very interesting clear that he's doing here in terms of the order of events, but you will notice that, and I'm pausing it here for a very good reason, because on the main channel tomorrow, you will see an in-depth discussion about this little cheeky ward. Usually plays between 121 and 2 minutes, although if you have a pushing lane, a 225 version, as you can see here, more than does the job. And the reason for that is it will let you see the Diana, or any jungler who does red Krugs Raptors, show up at this time. Now, if you place it before this version, like around 2 minutes, what you're going to see is the fact that the jungler is doing the red side, in this case the Diana does red Krugs, she will show up on the Raptor camp as you place it. It will let you know, did they do red Raptors Krugs? Did they do red Krugs Raptors? It gives you a whole bunch of information, and in the video tomorrow on the main channel, you will get all the juicy context. In the meantime, we see that she did that. We know exactly what she's doing. Jax is very low. Nidalee moves up to the top side, chucks that auto, wait for the counter-strike to be finished, obviously. This is the biggest difference between good Nidalees and bad Nidalees. You don't even need your Q on these low targets. You have red buff, you have auto attacks, you have range, you have melee. If you can place a trap, that's great. What on earth is going on here? Well, I think someone just someone just sealed his doom. Bottom side crab most likely being taken. We do have to track the Diana here for a potential dive. I foresee great death in the Lula's future. In the meantime, the Nidalee is going top lane again. I apologize. Let's rewatch that. There's so much happening. Trying to cover every sort of angle. Here we go. There's your max range spear, knowing he has no flash, no TP. We must go in on this. What are you going to do, Jax? What are you going to do, Jax? Great champion. Great champion. He's one of those champs that, as I was explaining to some people in my Discord server, if you have a Jax in your team, even if they're 1 and 5, eventually they will become Jax. Eventually, they will do Jax things. Split pushing, dominating fights, stunning you and killing you with one auto attack, so it will feel. Pay attention to this. If you have a Jax who's not doing so well, it's not the end of the world. Dan, in the meantime, has ganked on the mid lane here, gets the first kill. We have huge information here. The ward placed by the set gives us the timer on the Raptor camp. We know the Diana did a full clear into a bottom crab, into a mid lane gank. We saw her move up. We know she's going to do this now. She places a ward here in the river to cover herself. This plant gets hit. We should potentially have seen the fog, but maybe didn't quite reach. Camille should be wary of this. This is a great, great extended sequence by On Fleek. This is really good. Really, really good. Gap close with a QE onto the minion. Hello, I have some auto attacks for you. Might you die? Yes. So, great. Great example of full clear, into action, into tier 2 sequencing, because she could have very easily done Raptors, Krugs, and reset, but because that gank ability was available, nice ward here as well. This is also worth noting. Junglers are not always necessarily getting those scanners now, level 1, because these deep wards on Raptors, the most counter-jungled camp in the game, is just giving so much damn information. Also, because people take them on their way to places, oh, I'm going to go Dragon, take the Raptors. Oh, I'm going to gank mid lane, take the Raptors. Oh, I'm going to counter jungle, take the Raptors. So they're always really high level, you know, level 5, 6, 7. As it keeps going, it's much... Sorry, there's no 6, but as it keeps going, it's usually higher level than the other camps. So it's a very high value camp to slap a ward on. You're almost always going to get some sort of information. Kaz in the meantime does a tier 2 camp clear for his entire jungle. Says, hello Jax, what's up with my Yankos spear? That's fine, we missed those. Remember, high difficulty skill shot, even at close range, versus other challenger players, you kind of have to anticipate that they're going to do some things. Now she's moving down here. Set is killing the Scion, uses W and a flash to get out. Diana's location will be... If Diana's in this area, there you go, we'll see you. Good. Great deep vision. Boom, boom, boom. All covered. RNG Crab blesses us. Kamsamnida. And the Diana is basically able to do the bottom side camps and then move top side. Jax still kills top lane, so it is a Fiesta top lane. A little bit of a Fiesta bottom lane. And Kaz again, directly, straight into it. Counter-strike, doesn't really matter. Watch the Diana though. Yeah, we should have seen that. Let's make sure we get out. No TP on the Camille. And we don't really want to stay around too much for the Diana. Probably reset. How much gold do we have? 1200. We could stay to hold this a little bit, but I think at this point, having tempo advantage for the bottom side, the Drake, and potentially impacting bottom lane could be huge, so probably what he's thinking. Scion is going... Bramble Vest, obviously. What else would you go? What is going on here, bottom laners? We have a Morgana Caitlyn. That is a rough lane. He's so afraid for the Q. As he should be. As he should be. You do get stopped for all time. So this right here will tell us where the Diana is, and we can see we have the timer, we have the red with the Raptors. We know that she's bottom side if she doesn't show, or if she does show, she's going to be top side. So you, from this division, can make great action plays. Right, let's have a look here. You see the flow though? Red buff, gank. Red buff, gank. There's no hesitation in terms of, hey, let me finish my camps first, then let me gank. Now we're going straight into the gank. And from there, transition down. We know the down is top side. So now you have this liberty available to you. If they die to this, ooh, that was close. If the bottom lane died to that, Unfleek would have the right to be insanely upset. We should probably go looking for some counter jungling or a dive. We have prime mid lane, there's a blue buff spawning. Most likely we're losing our blue to the Diana, given that we just saw this. Also, great ping here. Most likely the Herald has also been taken, so we can yoink this stuff in kind. Let's have a look. No, she is just currently probing, waiting around. It's actually interesting. I would have anticipated a bit more of a snappier decision, I guess, from Unfleek in this situation. Great ward here as well. We see that. Now we know she's on this. It will be secured almost 100%. We have the TP from the Scion. Nidalee immediately collapses. Morgana's chasing. We're about to have a 3v3, ladies and gentlemen. And they need to kind of win it before the Morgana shows up, or it's doomed. So maybe you don't actually want to fight this before the Nidalee gets here. Morgana shows up. So this is what we call unfortunate. So I think, what do we think? What do we think, guys? I think me as Nidalee in that situation definitely makes the move, but as soon as I see the Morgana rotating first and it's going to be 4v3, if we're not able to definitely clean someone up, we need to back out. You know, it's okay to give the Herald in this situation. Alternatively, could have just gone straight for the Dragon, but if your bottom lane's resetting, it can create a lot of problems. I was just basically looking at the minimap. Lulu does Lulu things. Here we go. Let's observe. Okay. Counter-strike. Okay. So a simple flash. Plus ignite plus Lulu buttons. That's all I'm going to call it. Lulu buttons. Being Pixied is the most annoying thing in the game. Pixied. Smurfed. Tiny-erized. Whatever it's called. Being made small. All assassins hate Lulu. Every single one of them. In fact, even support. I ban Lulu or Thresh. I just don't want to face either of them. Can beat either of them. It's just the irritation. You know what I mean? Thank goodness meta isn't really, the meta isn't really Leona or Blitzcrank anymore. I hate that as much as I hate the erratic nature of moths. You had to be there, I suppose. They're from the Evelyn video. So Diana's now bottom side, taking that crab, has Bob Pryo. Once again, Kaz is looking for the flow sequences, top side quadrant, down to the Raptors. No need to waste time on the Krugs. We can scan, have a look to see if we can try something here. He's going Tank Scion, so that's a little bit more different. Diana is, on Fleek is going for a greedy dragon. Now, he does have Pryo. See, Kaz kind of wanted to try, but he doesn't have Smite, so it makes it rougher. These spears. Look at the ward control, though, from both teams, always. And this is why, you know, the zombie wards and ghost portals are so valuable in high elo. It's just information. Information is king. That was a flash, yes? Unfleek just flashed over the wall to go for this and then didn't really hit his ult. Now Morgana stops Kuz, but he's able to do a lot of damage. He actually dies from this. We're getting double TP. Set is TPing in. The TP from the Jax was cancelled by the Jax. Sorry, the Camille rather. Jax didn't cancel his own TP. Can't do that anymore. And that's a counter kill cleanup for Set. But Varus died as well. Okay, 2 for 2. I'll take that, actually. And both TPs were burned, and he got no value out of his TP, so we'll take it. Although, this is some kind of alpha move. So 4-0-2 Diana, 3-1-0 Kuz, 81 to 76 CS, and double objective to Diana on Fleek. On Fleek definitely having a very good game. Simply doing the Diana gameplay. Reacting to fights, and then cleaning up where he can. There's no real... there's not as much of a concerted effort as with Kuz to sort of get into the lanes. This is the map flow I'm talking about. Now, there could be wards here, so we should scan on approach. Diana's going to go top side here. This is actually very good, but he could die, yeah. So, yeah. Jax still dies, because Nidalee's a champion. Oh, wait, it's a 2 for 1. Or is it? Yes, Camille's a great champion. All right, so. As per usual in these videos, I question a decision, a mechanical play happens, and it ends up not so bad. So when we talk about macro decisions and mechanics, they're all connected. They're all connected. But overall, I like the idea of sort of trying to get something going before Diana sort of swaps sides. She does have the Herald, and now that should be wasted. This will have to be put down at some kind of weird position. It's interesting, Unfleek chose to use the top lane just to try to get the Jax fed. And now Camille uses her TP bottom lane to kill the Morgana. That's a solo kill, that's really weird. Kaz straight out of base again, max range spear, straight to the face, kick W. Very nice. You see the flow though? And then here's the Herald. So no, we see this as well. You see the flow, I mean there's very little hesitation. I'm just talking and talking and talking, and I'm trying to get both sides of the junglers in. There's always something happening, and that's the biggest thing between sort of great junglers and low elo junglers, is they don't always see these openings to just keep moving towards the action. Nice spear, by the way, into the fog of war. Clear this ward as well. We can stop this Herald from getting any sort of plate action. Jax rotates with a counter strike into the Scion Q. Death is befallen, or hath befallen the Nidalee. Another roam by the Morgana. Man, roams. It don't care what role you play. Top lane, support, ADC, specifically top lane and support, please. Roam. Counter roam. Be the first to move. See the action developing, get there, because look at the advantages you accrue. We're literally identical. 25.4 and 14 kills apiece. We were literally identical. So, what do we do now? 6-3-1 Nidalee, 5-2-2 Diana, 85 to 86 CS. Gold amounts as you wish, 6-1 versus 5-7. Kaz obviously has a little bit more. What else do we have here? Top lane is pretty much equal. Mid lane is 500 and benefit for Set. Bottom lane, almost 1,000. Well, literally 1,100 in advantage for the Caitlyn. So, the distribution of gold amounts in the roles is very important when you decide to take fights. As we see the Diana going over this nice deep ward. Because, you know, if you take a 3v3 and you have gold leads and your bottom lane doesn't, then you're going to be looking at a very unfortunate situation. Kaz saw this and decided to finish his red before wall hopping over to this. I don't know if you want to do that. I mean, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there. But you see the Diana. I mean, bottom lane, no one should be dying to this. No one. At all. But if your ADC is 1-for-1, I don't know what to tell you. Everyone always complains about the lanes feeding, but it happens in Challenger. We looked at the Virkayu game as well recently. I would be very cautious around... Milk Treads would be very useful here if you're even as a Nidalee. I mean, you can in theory do it, but obviously you don't really want to. So bottom lane gets the first tower. Now there's a second Dragon going to be up. If we can make something happen here in the mid lane, obviously a zoning Q, W misses, Sion gets out, we do burn his flash. That spear hits, that's very nice. So this Dragon is going... I don't think they're going to try and do it, are they? The bot lane and Diana would have reset, so this gives us an absolute free Dragon if we take it. And that's why dragons and objectives need to always be taken within consideration when you think about your back timers. Because they go back then and there and spend a lot of the gold that they had not spent, they're basically willingly giving up this dragon, which is fine. Because if we can collapse and kill the set, Genji Quid, and then perhaps even take this for a better push, I'm okay giving up the Drake there. Although usually if you're in good health and good resources and you have such a big lead, I would try and take it, especially in your low-weight elo game specifically, before you go back to base. Because then you can reset everyone top side and fight that Herald. It's part of that objective ping-pong. In Challenge, it's a little bit of a different ball game. Okay, then. Yes. Watch over the wall. Watch over the wall. I'm worried about this. Most likely on the Herald, right? I mean, I would assume at this point they're on the Herald. If they were not, it would surprise me. And there we go. Yeah. Sometimes I don't want to look at the vision. I just want to see if, you know, it's your jungle anticipation, your feelings in the game. What would I do if I was in this situation? I'd be taking the Herald. So now you play as if they're doing what you would do, which is not always the case. You know, playing what is versus what should be is a very interesting metric. We know she just took the Herald. We know Lulu is here. Okay, let's have a look here. We do have Lulu ult available. Oh, right. Camille, Nidalee, Lulu. Don't let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do if you have these for your champion. And we have a solo kill on the Sion. Right. Varus, it's on you. You're a functioning human being, and they win this game easily. Let's observe what happens. So I feel like if they had any sort of vision, and we saw the Lulu here, if you're Diana, if you see this, and you see this, again, like, I know it's difficult within the course of action to always track what people are doing, but, you know, you see the Diana here, you see the Lulu here, they're rotating, you know? If you can't win the fight beforehand, is this a TP into death? What if Diana goes top side or bottom side here? What if Unfleek decides... We know Morgana's in the area, though. We have to be very cautious. We did see that. Okay, flash burn. Let's have a look. See, if Unfleek decided to predict this, he could easily be rotating up at the same time. So you have to be cautious, because you know the Raptors are spawning, you know the red buff is spawning, you know the camps on the bottom side are up, so... You don't have any visual confirmation. You see me there. I was just staring at the minimap. You don't have any visual confirmation about what exactly is going on. But the Jax, again, playing very... It's basically the Varus and the Jax are competing for uselessness. But the Jax did roam well, does have 4 kills, 2 assists, and has 6,700 gold, and the Varus has 6,100. So I'm going to give this crown to the Varus as the biggest inter of the game. We'll see how that ends. Yes, we will. Right. Now, we've entered the middle stages of the game. Again, the game is all tied up nice and juicy fresh. 129 to 129. Basically, at this point, you know that Unfleek was not top side, but he will be now because he took the bottom side camps. But we see the Diana on the bottom side here with the Herald and Assassinations. The Lulu. Good night. That's interesting. I mean, if you know their vision up here and they're sort of... coagulating as a team, why not just go counter jungle and get some free experience in the meantime? Now you can get deep vision of your own. Let's have a look. Nope, none. Well, the downside of this point of the game is you don't always have the slots for control wards. However, it is the slot in the game where you do want to have control wards. Right, what do we want to do right now? 19 apiece, 37 gold apiece. Wow, it's dead even again. Dead even. Literally dead even. I love this. So straight into the wolf camp, into clearing this vision control. Denial's the most important thing. Red buff is spawning. They might be interested in trying to do something, but they all went back to base, so I think we're fine. I do not think Varus deserves this red buff. I think we yoink this for ourselves. No hesitation. I would like to shadow Camille here. After they've reset, you've got to think, all right, what are the next objective? What are the next goals? For Cuz's team, you kind of want to push up the waves, get the vision deeper, so that when the Baron spawns, it's a play. When the next Dragon spawns, it's a play. And because you're very much predicated on... as a pick team, you know, you want to isolate someone. You've got the Camille ult, you've got the Nidalee Spear Assassination, you've got the Varus ult. You're looking to basically give yourselves a numbers advantage before a big 5v5, because obviously it's two really bad heralds from Unfleek. They probably go for the Baron now, if they see you do this. So you basically have to call the bluff and say, well, we're just going to push the bottom lane. And they have to say, well, we don't have Jax. Could we try and do this? Yes. And in Platinum and Low Diamond, you might even see them try to do this. But they would lose an inhib for it. Would that be the worst trade? Yes and no. I don't think I would want to make the trade at this point. And without Jax, it's much harder to do. He's going to be respawning at 5. That's a dead Diana. Camille, well played. Now they're going to collapse you from the mid lane. Yeah, it was a little bit soon without the Jax, but in your low elo games, if you do see this, if you shadow and make a pick, and now you guys are hard pushing, and you see them go onto the Baron, I think I just take the inhib. But at the same time, I have been known to enjoy rotating to steal it. Depends when they started. If they're well and truly on it, don't waste your time. Just get the towers you can. You can withstand the Baron push easily. But I don't think anyone actually makes that call anyway, so maybe it's a bit redundant. But if it's a delayed Baron start that you can get there in time and win with the 5v4, do so, you know, do so. I'm just kind of creating an open-ended discussion about what you can and cannot do. Depends on your champion too. As Zyra and Ornn, I love to go for this Baron steal. Same with Volibear. I love to go for them. Right. Bottom side is clear. Towers are taken. This is pretty low. Now, this is definitely the objective on the map as we have secured a second dragon. So basically, they're looking... Once again, look, we want this pick. That's fine. You know, you take that. That's huge. Black Shield, HP. If anyone was there to follow up. Tasty snack. Nidalee's not going to flank from the bottom side. Kaz is going to flank from the bottom side. From the least expected side. Close. Set does have his ult. They're out of position. Drastically out of position. Let's slap on the double vision. I mean, Kaz is... Unfleek is still farming away. I think Unfleek could have done a better job of sort of being there for his team or creating a bit more of a macro depressurization, pushing waves out, setting traps and so on, but he is big. And he has to try and carry this Jax. But again, they're not in position now because you made that pick. Once again, Camille into Nidalee is a guaranteed snack. That Cho'Gath ult though. And of course, when you see that happen, you've got to engage. Red team, you've got to engage. And this is the downside, right? Right? This is the downside of your macro decision. Yes, you have numbers advantage, right? But if you send 2 bottom lane, you no longer have numbers advantage, it's equal. And if their gold distribution, as I was saying, is in a better position, and the Fed Camille and the Fed Nidalee are not there, ooh, that's what happened. He should not have been in that position. Varus should not have been in that position. That's a nice 3-man. Unfleek just making a play. Morgana, Unfleek, and Diana making plays. That's Baron. You see? Red team, if you're the red team in that situation, this is a much less risky Baron. You're okay sort of withstanding and defending. Make the same play again, and now with a better team fight advantage. El Baron. Camille's going to put split push on the side here. We'll take the tower. We don't want to feed them a super wave, right? A super minion wave. Yeah, hold on. We don't want to feed them a super minion wave. There we go. I think here there's no real need to go for the steal. I don't think Kaz needs to do this. He can waste time now, but I don't think he needs to do this. I think you can just eat all your camps, push this up a little bit, take your camps again, take this, take this. You can try and create as nice a map for your team post-Baron as possible. But then again, this is results-based, so I don't really want to talk about it like this. I'll reverse again. We'll see what's going on, but I don't... My decision initially... So, it worked out very well. Obviously. A little bit of a throw. I want to see what actually happens. So, in principle, right? I don't think we should try and go for the steal in your games. You know, you take this, you don't really want to take a super minion wave if they're going to get Baron, because what's going to happen is they're going to very easily depressurize that, and they're going to feed on the golden experience. So, letting that Baron wear out and sort of just playing the map neutrally is fine. But everyone's dead. So, if we look at it from both teams' perspective, you know, the TV comes from the Scion as well. They're all super zoning. The Camille does TP also, so basically now you're in a 2v5, right? Now, why on earth... So she goes back. Now, if everyone just goes back, they're fine. But, okay. So it's just a great play by the Camille. This is just a Camille making an absolutely beastly play. Super Furry Fusion. That's just a game-winning play. This should not have been possible, but she just made it happen. So, objectively, we're playing that a little more cautious. If you're playing with a really fed Camille, please have mercy. But that's fine. As long as you play off of it, that's great. I love seeing the pros and cons of different situations and the different outcomes, you know? It's just a great play. But you saw Kuz played off of it, and that's very important. Sometimes you're not carry 1A, you're carry 1B, and your decision making is just as important. So, let's snatch all of these camps away. Almost said snack again, my bad. Take these camps. And now there's a Baron fight. Who has Baron left? Just the Morgana, right? Yeah. So they do still have Baron. This is a good decision here to back off. But it happened multiple times. Ah. That's an interesting Zhonya's animation for the Nidalee. Okay, so the set does super mega damages with the ult of the Scion. And basically Kuz is saying, I'm a bait. Nice zoning by the Camille. You see this? The whole time the Camille's zoning. The whole time the Camille was zoning. You know, she can take care of the ADC. She can create an unfair balance and set TP's top lane now. That's really well played. Now the Baron is gone. Now you push. Good team fighting, well played. A little bit out of position from Kuz, but we'll take it. That's the downside of Nidalee. There is a Baron, a dragon here. I think we can take this very easily. There we go. Straight out of base for the Kuz. And you know what? People struggle sometimes. They struggle. They've got an inting ADC. I mean, look, he's 365. Mid lane is doing a great job. KD doesn't reflect it. But they don't do a very good job of playing off of someone who's making good plays like the Camille. Let's see what we got. Onfleek's had some good fights. Now you see things go drastically in the other direction. So what goes wrong? What goes wrong? We don't want to be caught out here. Careful. Yeah, we have a whole team. We have Camille topside. She has TP available. Mid lane inhibitors down. We want to keep the pressure. Set's going to push it up. We clear the vision away. As I said, though, yes, you kind of just want to make that pick. Be very cautious. They want to do the same thing. Twice now. Onfleek just pulls the trigger. This is so big. This is so big. Absolutely beastly by Onfleek on Diana. No hesitation. Out of position, pulls the trigger. Now, Camille dives backline. They all revert and pull back. Peel the Camille. Set tries to ult. They all move out of the way. Gets nothing for it. Zhonya's used. Turns onto Diana. Beautifully done. Varus continues to be as useless as I've ever seen an ADC in my entire life. Camille is here. Diana has to be careful. They're all just piling on. Varus is just not doing damage. Like, he's too afraid to get in there. Again, though, that's Kuz Nidalee out of position. Except this time his team was not there to bail him out. So here you can just really push this out. Get a tower. And now there's going to be a Baron spawning very soon. Don't overstay here. A lot of times people will overstay. Right? And then they're not back in time for the Baron fight. Spear almost hit though. Alright. Surrender vote. Red team surrender vote. No, 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 no. Your team fight is way better. Well, yeah, okay. It's a bit of a wash, but the Nidalee's team fighting is not as good. On a bush. Vision cleared. Let's see what happens here. Camille goes bottom lane. We do have mid inhib down. She has no TP, so as soon as Camille shows, that's a Baron pull. As soon as she shows, they're just gonna completely clear the vision and go for a fight, or start the Baron. So Camille being down there causes this to happen. Should they be in a position to be collapsed on and taken out? No. They should not. Should this be happening? No, it should not. They should just be yelling at Camille saying, why are you bottom side? No TP, Baron is up. But they amazingly, only 2 die. That is free Baron. So if this happens to you, push out the wave as best you can. I would not be annoyed if people went for a steal in this situation. Mid lane is pushing. We probably could have pushed it up a little more, but I don't think it makes a difference. If you steal this, you can win the game. But if you die, like the Varus, and everyone else dies and they get the Baron, and you don't have this pushing wave, you're screwed. So this is definitely a steal situation, but again, use your brains, use your eyes. I don't think you have enough time to do this dragon. So it's a great job to counter jungle, but you have to give it up. You have to give this up. You might even have to give up more. You're just looking for one pick, one missed position, just like this. Just like the red team was looking at Kuz when he was out of position. Very tight game. Basically, next pick wins it. Don't back lazily. Meal, careful. She's trying to cut the wave. They're going to go get that, which is fine. I think if in blue team's case, in Kuz's case, don't be lazy backing. In Kuz's case, watch it collapse from up top. Taking this now basically sets them up for Elder, and if they have Baron and they're able to get inhibs, they have Prior and Elder, so giving that dragon's good anyway, I think. Back to base now. Look at that. We haven't talked itemization, but as you can see, standard stuff. Anti-heals though for this squad. No real need for Morello's from the Nidalee's case. Yeah, no real need. Sure, it does have some effect, but... Okay. Nidalee has a lot of spear poking power. We do have TP on the Camille. That wave is crashing in the mid. No real threat for it dying. Camille does get caught out. They're split. They're split. They're split. Pull the trigger. Perfect. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Well played by Kuz. Well played by Kuz, Lulu, and Camille. I'll show you again what I mean. If you don't see what I saw, I'm going to show you again. That is demoralizing for Unfleek's team. That is demoralizing. That is absolutely demoralizing. They thought 100% they had this in the bag. But this is what happens, right? And this is what I'm talking about. The trigger pull. Burns a flash. Now, if their whole team is sieging here with Baron, it's fine. They can probably knock this tower out of the ballpark. They could even have Jax here, perhaps smacking this way to cause some kind of rotational suction. Whatever that means. But their whole team is not cohesive in their mindset, which is solo queue. But in solo queue then, as soon as you see this, look at this. Trapped, ulted, 3 of them go, but 2 of them are now bottom lane. This is the go time. If you're a low elo player, that you play Mumu, you play Rammus, you play Malphite, you play Leon, I don't care what the hell you play. If you play an engaged champion, and you see in a crucial stage of a game that you might lose 2 people and 3 people, but your whole team, all your eyeballs are just on this. This is a 5v3. Pull the trigger immediately. Immediately. Go straight for this fight. Because you have the numbers advantage, and that's a max range spear into a Dead Morgana. Perfectly done by Kuz. And now they have to rotate. But you have the numbers advantage. You're in the back line. There's no one appeal. Right? You can just go back and forth between prior targets. Camille swishes around with the E. Basically Akshan before Akshan. Good use of the stopwatch. It's brilliant. It's well played. And now you can just shove it down the mid lane and win. Oof, I'm glad I got this done because there's a patch tomorrow, so this replay is literally about to expire because that patch is going live in Korea as we speak, so hopefully nothing crashes in the final minute here, but there you have it. Great discussion about early pathing, tracking, you know, maybe the lesson for me here is sometimes be a little bit more a little less risk averse, you know, if you can make a play, but at the same time, don't greed, don't go too far, don't FF, and know how to team fight. Beautiful. Excellent game. I hope you all enjoyed basically this double jungle rundown. Please do like, share, and comment if you did enjoy and learn something. I think I already said that. The MOBALYTICS match history is in the description below. Keep your eyes on the main channel for the rest of the week. We have a lot of content coming before the end of August, so make sure those bells are all, you know, notified and activated and so on. And yeah, keep those beards fresh. And as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.